0, and negative exponents. All right. So we know this means 5 times 5 times 5, don't we? Could somebody tell me what this means? 5 times 5. Can somebody tell me what this means?
5.
Just means 5. Now the question is this. What does this mean? 0. Well, let's see how that works out. Let's go start from the 3 and work our way down. Now I'm going to ask you, how do you get from a 5 times 5 times 5 down to a 5 times 5? What math thing do you have to do? Subtract?
Divide.
Okay, so the question is, what is the opposite of multiplying?
Dividing.
Dividing. So yes, it is going to be dividing. So to get from here to down here, you have to divide. But what are you dividing by? You're dividing by 5 because we're getting rid of it. Because if you divide by 1, what's 5 divided by 1? 5. So that doesn't get rid of anything. So we have to divide by 5 to get rid of this guy right here. Now, how do I get from here to here? Ooh, I'm going to have to do the same thing. Divide by 5. Well, if that's what I had to do with those two guys, what do you think I have to do to get from here to here? Divide by 5. What's 5 divided by 5? Ah, so 5 to the 0 power is 1. All it is following this. Just keep following the pattern. To get down 1 from one exponent to the next, you had to divide by that number, right? So you just got to keep doing that. You don't do anything different. You have to be consistent. That's the joy of math, being consistent. All right, 5 to the... Now we're going to work our way down to a negative 1. Well, I'm going to ask this. I'll write an equal sign right here. So once again, how do I get from here to here? What do I do? I have to divide by 5. Well, what's 1 divided by 5? And let's write it as a fraction maybe. 1 over 5. Oh, interesting. Now I'm going to try this next step right here. 5 to the negative second. Again, I have to divide by 5, correct? So on the side right here, I'm going to start with this guy, 1 divided by 5. And then I'm going to divide by 5. Now how do I do this problem? Yes? Okay, you could write it as 5 over 1, because remember, whole numbers are really just fractions with the 1 on the bottom. Well, how does that help me here? What do I do next? So when we do this, there's that nice little poem I taught you, and we can go into the math later, but we did that already last year or the year before. There's no reason to ask why. Flip the second number, then multiply. So what's 1 times 1? 1. And we'll say 5 times 5 is 5 to the second power. Oh, so take a look at that. So 1 over 5 to the second power. So we're going to just leave it in exponent form. So I'm going to ask you this. Without doing anything else, what do you think 5 to the negative third power is going to be?
1 over 5 to the third power.
There you go. And that's it. That's the thing that you're learning today. When you have when you have a 0 exponent, what is that number going to be? 1. And that works every single time. You could try that with 2 to the third power. That'll be 2 times 2 times 2. 2 to the second power is 2 times 2. 2 to the first power is 2. 2 to the 0 power, well, you go 2 divided by 2. What's 2 divided by 2? 1. So nice little thing you're learning today. 5 to the 0 power, or anything, we'll say, to the 0 power is 1. When you have negative exponents, how would you word this? If you don't want to have negative exponents, what should you do? You flip Flip the number. Well, what did I do after that? There you go. Flip the number. Take away the negative. So flip the number, take away the negative. And that's what we do with negative exponents. What do we say about zero exponents? It's just 1. What do I do with that guy? Yes, students?
You make the 8 into a 1.
All right, so if I look at this, I can turn that into just a 1. Anything else I could do? So which ones are you talking about? So you're looking at this guy here, and? All right, so what should I do with those two? What did it say we had to do? Flip the number, and then? All right, so how would I rewrite this? Well, what do I do with this guy? We leave it. Why do I leave it? Because it's not negative and it's not 0. What do I do with this guy? Flip it. So what does that mean to flip? You put it on the bottom. So when you're flipping it, it's on top. When you flip it, it goes on the bottom, so it goes down here. Do I need to worry about the 1? Do I need to worry about the 1? No, I don't, so I can ignore it. What do I do with this guy? Flip it. Well, it's on the bottom, correct? So where should it go now? On top. So this becomes times 3 to the second power. I can combine these guys. This is like the second law of exponents, isn't it? Let me rewrite it over here. 5 to the second over 5 to the third times 3 to the second. All right, so what is this answer going to be when I mess with these guys? 5 to the first power, but where is that 5 to the first power going to go? On the bottom. Just go to wherever the bigger number is. So 5 to the first power goes down here, and what's on top? 3 to the second power. Very good. You can write it like this, or you can write it like this. 3 to the second power over 5. I'll accept either one of these answers.
Yesterday, and you look so serious, like.
Look here. Look here.
If you like these videos, try this one over here. For my last video, check this one over here.
Now you just look like a freak.
Or subscribe right here. Okay.